What's up, guys? So today this video is kind of all about why I specifically started my fitness journey. Now, if you followed me, you do know that, I've kind of expressed that I wanted to get bigger on my fitness journey, like every single other, teenage boy wants to, put on muscle, have abs, all the stuff, all of the surface level things, as to why, I wanted to start my fitness journey. Those are like really that's the only explanation I gave as to why I wanted to start my fitness journey. Just very surface level, nothing too deep. And honestly, it's one of those things that I've hesitated putting out onto the internet for forever, really. I mean, if you know me personally, or like you're in my actual like life, like physically, you wouldn't. I don't talk about this. I don't discuss it. I don't know if there's ever really a place to discuss it. But I started my fitness journey around the same time that I had come out as gay. So at that point, I think deep down I was secure in myself to some extent. Like I knew who I was. Deep down I was like, okay, jig's up, guys. Like it's out, and I had started coming out to people, and I had started, just getting a little bit more comfortable publicly about being gay. I had always gotten bullied as a kid by my cousins, actually. They're always, calling me gay, whatever, giving me a hard time. I would constantly, be crying, be upset. And I remember I remember telling myself, I don't want to be the gay uncle. I don't want to be the gay uncle. I don't know why. I just didn't want to. And fast forward to now, my sister's pregnant and I'm about to be the gay uncle. So it's kind of silly how that's all come back full circle. But I think it's important. I know I think this can help a lot of people relate and kind of help people through it. I know times are a lot more accepting than they used to be. I think whenever I was, getting ready to come out, things were a little bit different, but they were better. I came out in 2015, so it was literally right around the same time that I started my fitness journey. My parents took it relatively well. But one thing that resonated with me is the fact that my mom was so worried about my safety, because, I mean, this was me like back in 2015. So I was scrawny. I was a super short kid. Didn't look intimidating, and I think her worry was really stemming from, the fact that I was coming out. She was worried about my safety. She, like any caring mother would be. I mean, she was worried about what people would think, how people would treat me. But we weren't in a place that wasn't accepting overall. Like I grew up in a decent area. I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It wasn't like in the middle of nowhere. I was in a very accepting environment for the most part. So, I mean, I think I internalized that because she was like, I'm worried about you. Like, how are people going to treat you throughout your life? Like, and that made a huge impression on me to this day. I was worried. I was worried about if people were going to attack me, if I was holding another man's hand walking down the street, or, what kind of things were going to happen to me. That was all running through my head. So that I think, instilled a little bit of anxiety and a little bit of like incentive to start my fitness journey, because I knew that I had less of a chance of either being attacked or losing a fight if I had some sort of strength and mass to me. That was my thought process behind it. And that kind of trickled into why I wanted my results so fast. I think it came from a little bit of fear as to, the unknown. And it wasn't like I was getting bullied in school. I just got bullied in my home life, like as a kid with my cousins. That was really the only time that I really was called gay or anything. And obviously at that point in my life, I was so young, I was in denial. I didn't know what that meant. Like I wasn't ready. Obviously, I was so young to, think about that stuff. I was trying to enjoy my childhood, So I lost my train of thought. So throughout high school, I started bulking, I started doing stuff. People knew I was gay. Nobody ever, to my knowledge, said anything mean, said anything nasty about me. Nothing like that. Like I was free to pretty much be who I wanted to be. And so I began my fitness journey. That was one of the biggest drivers for me to continue, was a little bit out of fear of what could happen to me, what people would think, how easily of a target I could be to somebody who wanted to harm me because I love the same gender. And honestly, like this was kind of a difficult video to talk about, because some of my clients don't even know I'm gay. It's honestly just something that I don't bring up with people. Whenever I like coach them or anything like that, I let people make their own judgments and form their own opinions. And if they ask me, they ask me. That's how I roll. But I wanted to bring this onto social media because obviously I want to help other people who may have been struggling in the same scenario or may be feeling the same way, even if it just helps one person. I can't be the only one that, went through this as a teenager. I think this ultimately helps people, and if I can help people, I'm willing to do it. So, yeah. So that is it. That's like why I started my fitness journey on a deeper level. Obviously, I had some aesthetics that I wanted to achieve, but the more and more I kind of went into my fitness journey, I started falling in love with the mental and emotional aspects of it. But we'll get into that in another video. If you like this video, please like and share and subscribe to my channel.